Hi, I'm Daniel Kapinga for WONTEK.com. Today we'll be reviewing the Huawei Pillar from Cricket. Huawei, am I saying that correct? Anyway, this is a phone that's $29 at Walmart and other places that sell Cricket stuff, maybe even the Cricket stores. It's a full QWERTY keyboard phone that's $29. I mean, that's outstanding really for the price. It is made by Huawei. They do make really cheap stuff, but for someone who does a lot of texting, this is the phone for them because it has the full QWERTY keyboard, and that's going to be very handy for texting. I mean, let's face it, kids love texting. So it's a very basic phone. It doesn't have all the stuff you would see on a more expensive phone. Like it has got a camera, but the camera's a VGA camera, so it's probably going to take photos that are physically this big, maybe the really small photos that are going to be quite pixelated. But it's there just to humour people, I guess. People who like taking a little rough picture of someone, send a picture to their. Actually, I probably can't say that on here. Probably can't say. I'll probably lose my job. Send a sexy picture to someone. They send a little grainy picture. If you're looking for a really cheap phone, one that you could just throw away once you finish with it, or even just a really cheap phone. Cricket's got this for $29. This is, I think this is an okay phone. I mean, I probably would not find a great use in this phone myself. Maybe 5-6 years ago, I probably would have found this phone very useful. But this phone, it's for the person who likes texting. That's the sum of it. It's a texting phone. You can access the internet, and you can obviously make phone calls as well. So, but it's not a 3G enabled phone. So you can't expect it to. Don't expect to watch YouTube videos on it. You won't be able to. It'll be too slow. Not only that, it probably doesn't have the YouTube application available for it. It does have games installed. It has Uno and a few other ones that we reviewed on a earlier Cricket that we looked at, which was the Cricket's Chapter, which is the flip phone from Cricket. So this is the third Cricket phone that we've reviewed now, along with the ZTE Score and the Cricket Chapter flip phone. This one is actually the same price as the Cricket Chapter flip phone, but I would probably go as far as saying this one is a lot better, given the fact that it's got the full QWERTY keyboard. This is going to be useful for someone who does a lot of texting, but doesn't want to go spending a whole lot of money on a full QWERTY keyboard phone, such as a BlackBerry or one of the Nokia QWERTY phones, or even some of the Android QWERTY keyboard phones that are out at the moment. Those phones are highly stolen, so this one's going to be a good option for someone to take. It's the sort of thing you could buy on holiday, and you're not going to be too upset if you lose it. So it has a 3.5mm headphone jack at the top of the phone, which is once again very handy, and I'm glad to see the manufacturers are all putting the 3.5mm headphone jack in, because I mean that's pretty much the standard, and it has been for quite some years now. So I still don't understand why people put 2.5mm plugs on the millimeter jacks on the phones, but they do sometimes to try and get the size of the phone down, but people end up buying adapters anyway, so it's really a bit of a waste of time. The phone weighs 3.5 ounces, so it's a pretty light phone, but given that it hasn't got a lot of features, I guess it kind of weighs similar to some of the smaller Android phones. So You'd think it would be lighter, but I guess once again it's the battery that's probably making up most of the weight. The resolution on the screen is 320 by 240, which is it's a reasonable resolution. It is a very small screen, but once again, you're not going to need a bigger screen for a phone that's sort of limited in its functionality, really. As with most of the Cricket phones, the languages that you can use on the phone are both English or Spanish, as Spanish is one of the most highly spoken languages in the States, as well as English. The phone is a CDMA phone. It is on the Sprint network, so once again, I know we've had a problem with a particular Android phone in the past where we couldn't get any signal whatsoever. Well, this one is getting signal, so it really does depend on the quality of the phone as to whether you're going to get signal or not. This one, the data transfer speed of this phone is CDMA 1 speed, so it's not fantastically fast. If you can imagine what dial-up internet was like back 10 years ago, that's the kind of speed you'll be getting on this phone when you go on the internet. Probably a little bit slower, actually. So the games that come included on this phone, as I said before, are Uno and Bubble Bash 2, which are both demo games, so they're not actually the full game, but they're on there and you can play with them to your heart's delight until the demo expires or they ask you to purchase the full game. Standby time is 240 hours and the talk time is 270 minutes, so it has got a decent amount of battery life from its 900 milliamp lithium ion battery, and it has all the apps that you would expect on most cheap phones these days. It's got the calculator, the calendar, the stopwatch, and the world time. So this is a good little phone, $29. It is what it is. So if this is your kind of phone, knock yourself out.